Hey guys, it's Jessie. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video, and say it with me, welcome back to my favourite video of the month to film. As I say every time, you know I love filming my TBRs, and today is no different. Today we're going to be filming my TBR game picks, my April TBR, and this is a pretty big month. We have a lot of books to generate for. I'm going to be doing a lot of reading this month. I've got a lot of plans, so without further ado, I think we should probably get straight into it. So going off my TBR from last month, unfortunately I didn't read 5 books, so that is adding 5 onto our 7, which brings us up to 12 rolls initially. I was a lot more optimistic when I first filmed the TBR because I filmed it a couple of days before the end of the month. I thought that I was going to finish more, so initially I thought I was going to finish 2 more books, so the last 2 rolls were added on last night when I realised I definitely would not finish them, so apologies for the change in continuity there, but we are generating that many prompts today. So yeah, I think without further ado, let's just get straight into it. This month I feel like we have a really solid TBR here. We've got a good balance between video plans and non-video plans. Obviously, you know I'm trying to do a lot of reading this month, so some shorter books is obviously ideal. But yeah, without further ado, I think we should just get straight into the first roll. Hello, welcome back. If you can see my new socks, they're very cute, so you're welcome. But I think we are all in frame, so let's get going. Our first one is going to be a 6. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is one of our random cards, which I will cut to now. Okay, so here we have my little jar with all of my kind of random card prompts. I've done it in a jar because I prefer picking out of a jar than picking a card for some reason. I don't know, I just have a lot of fun. It's a little bit like empty in here at the moment, I can't lie. I don't have tons and tons, so if you guys have any ideas, like random publishing year, like random colour on the cover, random number of words in the title, that type of thing, do let me know, and I will definitely kind of include them and add to it for future months. But yeah, we are picking out one of these now. Okay, so this one says a random word, so this is where I have to do a random word generator and then find a book that has that word in the title. Okay, so I've got my random word generator. This is the first one that's come up, so we will exclude that, and we will generate the random word responsible. I'm going to keep going until I have one that I think I will have in a book, but let's go. We have dump, tick, short. Okay, so our first prompt was one of our random cards, and I finally had these to pull out of the pot. So the one we pulled out was random word, and you guys saw me generate a couple of times, but the word that I first found that actually had a correlation to one of my books was tick, and for that I'm picking Blue Ticket by Sophie McIntosh. I have honestly heard very little about this book. I picked it up secondhand for like, what is it, £1.25 or something. It's quite short. It's like only 280 pages, so I definitely think it should be a quicker read. I believe this is kind of like a dystopian vibe, but honestly I'm not too sure. I've honestly seen quite poor reviews on this on Goodreads. I like going into a book having heard nothing about it. The author was longlisted for the Man Booker Prize at one point. I don't think it was necessarily for this book, but yeah, ticket, that's what I kind of correlated there. And yeah, overall I really don't know too much about it, but I am excited to get to it because it's definitely one that could like languish on the TBR for a while. So yeah, I don't know too much about it. If you've read it, let me know what you think, but I like a little dystopian. I like a fun little thing like that. The little bit on the blurb just says, please remember that I was not a survivalist or someone instinctively good at being alive. Please understand that a lot of mistakes were made and some of them were necessary. So I have no idea what type of vibe that is, but you know what, it's going to be a fun time and I'm excited to go into it and hopefully read it this month. 1, that's scroll on Instagram. So I've got to open up my book Instagram and then see the first book that I own, or if we're struggling, the first book that I have a book by the same author of, and then that will be what we put on the TBR. So let's swap over to my Bookstagram. So, oh okay, this is fun. Book covers that bring the springtime feeling from Goodreads. Have we got anything here? Nothing there that I own. No. Still nothing there. No. None of these. Okay, so that was a bit of a flop. Then we have, okay, I'm not reading a Shakespeare book. That's ridiculous. I've not heard of, oh, you can't even see very well. I don't know why I'm pointing it away. Not heard of this one. Grey After Dark by Noel Illy. Oh my god, I have that on my Kindle. I was wanting to read it a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't get around to it. So that is going to be our first book actually, and we can do that specific one as that is one by the author that I own on my Kindle, and I am going to be including Kindle books like for that because I think that was like a specific one, so that's fun. So for our next roll we got Scroll on Instagram, which obviously you guys saw which book we ended up picking for that, and that was one on my Kindle and a 2024 release that I'm super duper excited about, which is Grey After Dark by Noelle W. Illey. She wrote Ask for Andrew, which is my favourite book of the year so far. I wanted to read this book in my last Kindle vlog, but I just didn't get around to it, so I'm super excited to officially have it on a TBR, so now I would definitely be getting around to it. I just have such high expectations. I love the first thriller I read from her, so I'm really excited to delve into this one and then into her backlist. I've heard excellent things about just her other books in general, so I'm really excited to get around to this one, and I think a nice quick Kindle thriller will be just what I need when I'm doing a lot of reading this month, so I'm super duper excited for it. Then we have 3. 1, 2, 3. This is a second-hand book. Then for our next roll we got a second-hand book. So this is one that does actually fit directly into a reading vlog, which is super fun for me. We have The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. So this is one that I had on a few TBRs last year, and I do have plans to read. I'm very excited to get around to it. I think this should be quite a quick read, although it is a little bit on the longer side. It's just kind of over 360-70 pages. It looks a lot thicker than that actually, but I think this is going to be quite a quick, easy thriller. It's definitely a kind of like very popular one, Reese Book Club pick. Like I think it's about a husband who goes missing and the wife is kind of trying to figure out what's going on. So yeah, I definitely think this will be like an easy, quick kind of classic thriller, and I definitely think this won't be too difficult to get around to this month, and hopefully I can finally get that video on the way to you guys. So yeah, I'm excited with this one. I know kind of it's got kind of mixed reviews, but I don't know what I'm gonna think, so I'm excited. Then for roll number 3 we have a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is reverse page count. So this is the last book that I finished. I have to then reverse the page count and find a book with a similar or ideally the same number of pages. So the last book I finished was When in Rome by Sarah Adams. Let me just check how many pages it was. I read it on my Kindle so I can have a look. So When in Rome has 327 pages. This is like the final page of the book, like excluding acknowledgements. I hope you guys can see that in the corner. So something with 723. Oh my god, what? A 723? You're actually joking. Okay, oh my god, okay. There was a little bit of a delayed reaction there when I realised what I was doing. A 700-page book. You're actually joking. Okay, I don't even know if I have any on my Goodreads TBR. Okay, so reversing the page count for number of pages, we have 723. So our closest would probably be Court of Silver Flames or A Court of Wings and Ruin, and all of which I haven't got to yet. Then we've got 640 and then we've got 849. So that's a bit difficult. None of them are kind of similar at all. This might actually be a bit easier. Technically, the book ends on, I don't know if you can see here, but 5 pages later on 332, just because of like acknowledgements and things like that. So I'm going to go by 233 instead, because I think that is a lot easier for me, and I think that's just going to be a lot more realistic because they weren't even close. They were like 40 pages off with the other ones, so I'm looking for 233 pages. Okay, so this is what we're looking at closeness wise. So A Court of Frost and Starlight does have 232 pages, which is one off, but I would have to read both A Court of Mist and Fury and A Court of Wings and Ruin to get to it in time, which I don't think I will get around to this month. So that leaves 13 pages away is Murder in a Heatwave, and then doing maths now, 16 pages away is Persuasion by Jane Austen. So I think we're going to go for Murder in a Heatwave, which isn't a book that I'm super excited about because it does have a 3.22 on Goodreads, but it's 220 pages. Hopefully that should be okay. Okay, so our next pick was for reverse page count. Obviously you saw me get very panicked that we would have to do a 700-page book, but instead it only ended up being around like 230, I think, I can't remember. But the closest one that we had was actually Murder in a Heatwave. This is a collection of short stories and it's 240 pages, I believe, in this edition. 243 pages, so reasonably close. And this is one that was actually wrapped up for reading my highest and lowest rated books. This is one of the lowest, and I have come to find that I don't typically like more classic mysteries, which this one is, but as it's short stories, hopefully there's like more potential for me to enjoy it. Hopefully it doesn't drag on too long. There is, I believe, 7 authors in here, I'm not too sure, but it's very quite lowly rated, and and like not got a lot of ratings, but also it did only come out last year, so I am still intrigued by it. I definitely think, again, as it's a short one, it should be pretty good for this month where I'm trying to get as many books read as possible, pretty much. So yeah, hopefully I do get around to it. I'm not sure what I'll think. Maybe if there's an audiobook or something, that might be a little bit easier for me, but I do think it will always be fun to kind of read some, you know, classics, things like that. So hopefully I do enjoy it, but we will see. Okay, that took a while, but we're on roll 4 now, and at least I don't have to read a 700-page book. We have 2, 1, 2. So this is my random wheel, which we can also do. Everything I've been doing is on my phone. So there are 44 different prompts on here. This is where I kind of add prompts if I think of one that I think sounds good, like I see someone else do, and it's also all my prompts from last year's TBR as well, when I used to generate it by this. So what do we have? We have a reread. Okay, that's fun. I've been doing so much more rereading this year than I like ever have before, so I'm actually really excited about that. Then next up we got my TBR wheel from last year, which is always a fun little throwback to get to. For this one we generated a reread, and I've actually been rereading for the first time this year. I've never been a rereader, but I'm currently rereading the Thursday Murder Club series. I reread the 2 Magnolia Parks books last month. This month I have decided to kind of keep on with that trend, and I'm going to be rereading the final Daisy Hates book. So I have been wanting to read Magnolia Parks Into the Dark for so long, but because I read the books kind of back to back this time last year, I'd forgotten quite a lot. So I was going to reread the 2 Magnolia Parks ones, and then we got to the end of Magnolia Parks and I was like, oh, I know some stuff is going on with Christian and Daisy that they're alluding to, but I can't quite remember it. So I think I need to reread Daisy Hates 2 again before I can finally get to Magnolia Parks 3, which I've been desperate to read since mid-February, so it's been a while. But to help me with this, I am putting Daisy Hates 2 on the TBR for a reread. I'm going to be reading on my Kindle. I do have the physical book displayed, but I'm not going to be holding up just because it's not on my physical TBR. I'm going to be reading on my Kindle, and that just feels like a lot of effort. Yeah, that is going to be put on the TBR. Hopefully I can get through it quite quickly. It's a shorter book than the Magnolia Parks ones, and it was my favourite in the series last year, so I'm super excited to get around to it again. And then hopefully I can finally read Into the Dark, which I'm super duper excited for. Then we have a 2, which is a great first sentence. Okay, so the next prompt, we got a great first sentence. So for this one I was trying to find a way to fit this book in, and I personally do think it has a good first sentence. So this is a pre-order that only came out last month, I believe, and that is The Last Murder at the End of the World by Stuart Turton, and I got the gorgeous Waterstones exclusive signed edition. Look at these sprayed edges, they are just like stunning. They are gorgeous, I love them. And it is also signed with a little map at the front, which is always so fun. So the first sentence in this one, it's laid out like kind of a list here. I went off this one because I thought it was like technically the very first sentence, and it says, as requested, I've compiled a list of people whose lives or deaths will be necessary for your plan to succeed, which I think is such an interesting first sentence. I believe this, sorry, the dust jacket is making a lot of noise. I believe this is a murder mystery set on an island where there's been a mist that has killed the rest of the population. They've got like a dome that protects them from this mist, and then one night one of the scientists is killed, which triggers the dome to be put down, and then like in 48 hours the mist is going to come and kill everyone. So they've got to figure out who killed the scientist, but then also like something's triggered amnesia for everyone, so no one can actually remember if they were the ones that killed them or if anything they saw like related to it. So I think this is going to be super interesting. I have both of Stuart Turton's other books, but I haven't read them, and they are both quite long, but this one's only about 350 pages or so, so not too long at all. But I'm so excited for it. This is one of my most kind of anticipated releases of the year, especially just like look at this cover, this edition, she's stunning. Like look at that spread edge, oh, she is gorgeous, I just love her. This is one of the most gorgeous editions. Like I just love the little ombre, she's stunning, I love her, and I'm so excited for it. I really think that could be a potential 5-star, who knows. Now we have roll number 6, I believe, which is also a 2. And that takes us to award winner. So then we got the prompt award winner. So for this I decided to stretch it slightly. I mean, I would consider the Goodreads Choice Awards an award, and therefore if you win a category of that you're an award winner. I don't know whether people would consider, like, you know, the Booker Prize, things like that, that's maybe a little bit more prestigious. But for this I'm going to be picking Divine Rivals. This won the YA Fantasy, I believe, category. This is probably one of the most popular books of last year. I know everybody loved it and I still need to get round to it. I really really want to be able to get this and get the sequel in the matching hardbacks, so I think the UK editions are just stunning. I talked about this one a little bit in my spring TBR, so I'm excited to pop it on a TBR and actually get around to it. And yeah, I'm just super excited. I think it's like fantasy romance with a lot of letters and stuff, and yeah, overall I'm really excited for it. Again, this one is also not too long, but these words are tiny, oh my goodness, but I think it's about 350 pages, so kind of like a, you know, easier fantasy rather than some of the ones that are like 500 pages long for no reason. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. Let me know if you guys have enjoyed it as well, because I know most people have, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, finally gonna get around to this, even though I bought it like, I want to say like 6 months ago or something. It was ridiculous. And then rolling again for roll number 6, I believe it is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is a 2023 release. So then going on to our next prompt, which was a 2023 release. This is always fun. I feel like most of my books I've read this year are 2023 or 2022 releases. I have only read one 2024 release, and I literally read it yesterday on the last day of March when I'm filming this, so I definitely need to get onto that, but that is just besides the point. For a 2023 release, I have picked 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. My order of the reappearance of Rachel Price has just shipped. I'm so excited for it, but before I get to that, I do want to read her previous release, which is 5 Survive. This is a young adult thriller. I'm really excited for it because I loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I've heard more mixed things about this, but I still think this will be one that I can just like tear through in an evening. Young adult writing I always find is so easy to read. Thrillers are so easy to read, so I'm hoping that this will be like a full just page turner, especially because it's set over one night, so I think it's going to be quite fast paced. But yeah, overall really looking forward to this, and I'm going to be reading this in the same video as the next Magnolia Parks book, so very exciting reading vlog that one is going to be for me, and I'm filming that this week, so I'm very excited. And yeah, I think this is technically the next book I'm actually going to read potentially, but yeah, very excited for this one. Definitely getting done this month, so don't you worry about that. Then for our 7th roll, you can't see that, but we have a 6. Oh, a 6 again. Yeah, so we're adding another roll because that is a double. Fab. And then we'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is random TBR read. So this is basically generating a completely random book on my TBR. I actually believe I have all of my physical books on a little list. I think I'm a couple off because on my Goodreads TBR I think it's on like 196, and this is on 193, so we're slightly off, but I'm not about to go through and check it all because that would take forever. But this could literally be anything. As you can see, there's literally so many books on here that we could pick, so let's just see what we get. Stone Blind. Okay, that is very interesting. Next up we had the prompt for a book off of my physical TBR wheel. So this has almost, I'm not sure which ones it's missing, but it's missing a couple. Every book on my TBR on this spin wheel, which I always like add my books to and I've barely ever used. I feel like it would be fun to do a whole video with just this wheel picking what I read, or maybe like a 24-hour readathon or something like that. But this could have gone very worse for me, I can't lie. Picked out a book that is very new to me and one that I am very highly anticipating, and that was Stone Blind by Natalie Haynes. Let me remove this sticker right now before I upset everybody. So I have read 2 Greek mythology books which I absolutely adored. That was Circe and Medusa, and I have listened to Natalie Haynes' audiobook Pandora's Jar, which was a non-fiction about Greek mythology, and this is her book about Medusa, I believe. Yes, it is a feminist Medusa retelling, which I'm super excited for. I do know the story of Medusa both from just popular culture and also from her non-fiction book, and also from the actual book Medusa. I don't think you can see it, but it's up here. I did read that as well, so it's a story that I do find interesting, and yeah, I'm really excited to see her fiction writing, because I've obviously read her or listened to her non-fiction, and I'm super duper excited to give this a go. I'm very much in my Greek mythology era, you guys know this. Yeah, super excited to get around to this one. I think I'm going to really enjoy it, and yeah, I liked her narration of her non-fiction, so if she narrates this I might look for an audiobook, but if not I might just read it physically. I think I'll have a fun time with it. It's a bit of a longer one, to be honest. It's definitely going to be a more focused one. It's not going to be like a quick easy read, but I'm still really looking forward to it and happy to get it on the TBR and hopefully get it off the TBR again this month. Okay, for our next roll we have a 4. Very happy that we've missed a book jail, but that is another random card, so we'll cut to that. Okay, we've got the random jar again, and we have, oh, this has got 2, but I'll do this one. These are written on sticky notes, so some of them are sticky. Random letter in the title. So kind of similar to the last one, but a random letter that has to be at the start of one of the words in the title. So here I have the random letter generator spin wheel, and we'll spin it to see what we get. We've got K, interesting. So next up we had another one of my little random card prompts, and for this one we got a random letter, and the letter it chose us was a K. So for this one I decided to go for Next of Kin, Kin has a K here, by Hannah Bonham Young. This is a very new to me book. This is my most recent purchase, so I'm very excited to be able to immediately put it on a TBR and hopefully get round to it pretty much immediately. This is definitely something I want to get into more, is reading books like as soon or very close to when I've bought them, so then they don't like languish on my TBR for ages, and it also then justifies it mentally, me buying it, if that makes sense. I think this would be such a fun romance book. So the actual book ends on like 320 pages, but there's a little bit extra at the back, but still 320 pages, a light kind of quick easy romance book. And yeah, I'm super excited for this. I wanted to pick it up on Kindle Unlimited, but I believe it's been taken off now, so I just found this one in the works for like £2.50, and I believe it's two people that want to get guardianship of their siblings, but there's like a new program where they'll put two young guardians together to make kind of like a family unit or something. I don't even know, but it sounds really fun. I've heard really good things about this author's books, especially Out on a Limb, but yeah, I'm super excited to have this one. I think the cover's so cute, and I think I'll definitely breeze through this and have a really fun time with it. It's another kind of easy breezy book for me, hopefully getting a lot of reading done this month. Oh, we are running out of space back here, but hopefully we don't have too many more, so hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. Then we have a 6, which is another random one, and we are back again for the third, maybe last time. And this one is kind of undone, but this is random want to read. So this is any book on my want to read shelf I had to randomly generate, so I might not own it, but it is a random want to read book. Okay, that's fun. So currently I have 529 books on here. That's atrocious. So it came up with 8 initially, so we'll ignore that, but 1 to 529 we have 343. So I hope you can see my TBR here. It's a bit janky because I've got to hold up my computer, but we're going until we get to 343. So let's go top to bottom. I think that'll be easier. Oh, we've got a little visitor. I don't know if you can see. We have a kitten here. Hello. Very nice. So 343 is Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Okay, that is such a random one, but fun. Okay. Then we got another one of my random cards. Oh my god, I could not get away from them this month. And this one was a random want to read book. This is anything that I've marked want to read on Goodreads. It could be owned, it could be unowned. But what we got was Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which is the first book in the debutante series, which is a little bit random for me. I have not picked this one up yet. I need to decide whether I'm going to try and audiobook it or whether I'm going to try and like buy it as an ebook or buy it physically. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do yet, but that is on the TBR for this month. Again, another kind of YA mystery. I definitely think should be a pretty easy read. I don't know too much about it at all, to be honest. This is the like most wild card out of this whole selection of books, and it's a little bit rogue, but hopefully I will get around to it this month, and if not, I definitely will have bought it, so then it'll be on the TBR, so I should get around to it sometime soon, I hope. But yeah, a little bit of a random one, I can't lie, but I will definitely pick this one up soon so I can make progress in it and actually read it in the month it was generated, obviously. And then we have a 1, which is least popular, and in terms of number of ratings rather than like average book rating, if that makes sense. Then we got the prompt that was least popular. So this doesn't mean like lowest rating, it means like least reviewed, so like the least well-known books, I guess, on my TBR. I didn't go for the directly last one because with these kind of prompts with my Goodreads TBR, I do let myself have some leniency. So I wanted to pick one from the bottom 10 kind of least reviewed books, and one I picked up was Skin Deep by Laura Jarrett. Nothing burns like first love. I have no idea whatsoever what this is about, which may be the reason why I've picked it up for a certain video that we'll see in a few weeks. But this one was £1 in the Waterstones clearance. I know nothing about it. It's not got very many ratings, but I believe it's kind of just like a romance book. I honestly don't know. I'm not too sure, but I'm still looking forward to it. Hopefully I enjoy it. I believe it had reasonably high ratings, but like I've got no idea, to be honest. So this is going on the TBR. Not got a clue. Please don't ask me any questions about it. I will not be able to answer them. I'll have to put that one there. I don't know if you can even see it, but she's there. Okay, so apologies for any angle change, lighting, etc. Like I said at the start, we are having to add on 2 more books because I didn't get to as many as I thought I would, but we've got 2 more rolls now. So firstly is a 3, 1, 2, 3. That is a subscriber's favourite book. So this is from when I asked you guys for your favourite books of 2023 and did my reading your favourite books video, and now I'm going to go through that and find a book recommended on there to read for this month. That'll be fun. Then we changed the lighting, obviously, as I mentioned. Very sorry for the non-continuity, but we then got the prompt for subscribers fave. So this is from when I did my reading your favourite books video. I asked you guys for your favourite books of 2023 and I collated them all into the list, and then I only read 4 in that video, but I got so many responses that I wanted to create a little prompt for it in my TBR game. Hopefully some of your recs will come up, and this one I picked because, again, it's nice and short, and it's one that's definitely been drawing my attention a lot recently, and that is Normal People by Sally Rooney. So this one is, again, like I said, pretty short. I think it's like 260 pages. I've heard really good things. I'm definitely in my Paul Mescal era, so I'm very excited to read this and then watch the TV show. But yeah, overall I'm just really excited for it. I think this is like potentially a 4 or 5 star prediction for me. I will put in the little screenshot of whoever suggested this to me, so thank you to them for putting this on the TBR. But yeah, I'm super excited for this, and yeah, I don't really know what to think, but I definitely think this will be potentially a 1 sitting read. I've not read any Sally Rooney, but I am super excited and I think I might really enjoy it. And finally a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is another random one out of the jar, as we've got like a million times this video, but that'll be fun. We can do that now. Obviously, as I'm filming at a later date, I have put the ones from before back in the jar. If we get one of them again, I'm just gonna redraw. So we have a random genre. Can you see that? That is not one that we had before, I believe, so I can do that. Okay, so here we have like the 6 main genres I read. I don't know how well you can see that. We've got like romance, sci-fi, fantasy, non-fiction, young adult, mystery thriller, and general fiction. Obviously I know young adult isn't like a genre, but I just put it on there because I wanted some more options. So we have, interesting, we've got a general fiction one. Okay, fun. So then for our final roll, we had a random card again. I couldn't get away from it. And for this one, we had a random genre, and the genre we got was general fiction. So for this one, I decided to pick She and Her Cat by Makoto Shinkai and Naruki Nagakawa, and it's translated by Ginny Tapley Takamori, who translated Convenience Store Woman, which is one of my favourite books. So I am ever so slightly through this. I started it this morning because it's the 1st of April. I'm literally like, what, 20 pages in, so do not worry about me getting ahead or anything like that. This, I believe, is 4 short stories about people's relationships with their cats, and I think partly it's in the cat perspective a little bit as well. This is one of the oldest books on my TBR, and it's also very short, so I'm hoping to knock it out this month along with a lot of other short books. Again, this one will definitely be read this month because I'm pretty sure I'm going to read it today. So technically 5 Survive is not my next book. This is, because it's kind of like an in progress read, I guess. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. I don't know too much about it, but I believe it is kind of general fiction. It's just like a cute little story about people and their relationship with their cats. So yeah, I'm excited for it, and hopefully going to finish it today because it is so short. So yeah, these are all of the books on my April TBR. It's a bit of a long one. I believe we've got 13 on here, so quite a few, but super excited for so many of them. A lot of these fit really nicely into videos, and hopefully I can get a bunch of these knocked out and hopefully have a really successful reading month. Obviously there is also the 2 on my Kindle. I'm not forgetting about those, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and my TBRs, don't forget to give it a like down below, hit subscribe and turn the bell to join a little club, and make sure you turn on all notifications. Then you're going to be notified every single time I post a new video. And if you want to watch my other videos, there'll be 2 on screen now to pick from, as well as a load linked up in the cards from earlier. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!